people. It's Revelation Baby again. You feel me? Like I just had did 3 videos and it cut me down. You feel me? Like I don't know what. They in the algorithm. You feel me? So all praise to the Most High. You feel me? Greetings to all. I really just wanted to touch bases on what's going on and you know try to reflect on what's going on really and talk about healing and self-healing. Plenty of people say they're healing and they want to heal and God heal me, without referring to the God within themselves as God aids God, and help, to get to that higher self, that higher level, it has destinations, it has forms, you know, you have to use your childlike imagination and you have to go into the firmament. It's hard for people to grasp a lot of things that's going on. I've been on the CMOS journey for like 2.5 years, 3 years, if that. Been selling it for like 2 years. So and really not just selling it, really just giving it to people. Wishing that they feel what I feel. Hoping that they will see. The clarity, the cleanness. In oneself and one mind when one do it. When you go from one state to another state and it's either going up or it's going down, you know, you have to realize where you're going. If you let somebody else realize for you and they in the lower state, they're gonna place you where they at. You know what I'm talking about? Now they might uplift you, with words, but they can't help you, to that point. You have to find your inner self. And how you find your inner self is really deducting yourself, your lower self, and putting more value into the things that you avoid, the things that people are talking about, but we pay no mind. It makes sense, but it's not part of the pride and ego part, So our pride and our ego, we use our energies to boast about, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it this way. Well, you ain't arguing with me, you arguing with your inner self. Because your inner self is your organs, your lungs, and everything else that aids you, When I finally found out the clearness of what CMOS was meant for, it was like the fountain of youth to me, It gave me, it gave me an option. And the more that I took it, it was like some people just take it a couple of days and just think, oh, I took it and it helped me, or it did this and I felt this. You ain't take it like you took the continuation of what they gave you or the bullshit. You ain't take it like you going do the bullshit every day. Whatever you eat, whatever I ain't gonna call all your shit bullshit, but you ain't gonna take it like that. So you haven't even tried it to the point of showing God, the God within you, that you're willing to help it. You willing to help willing to help your body, your organs. You know what I mean? So, and I like to say organs play a symphony because people scream out, you feel me, in pain. You feel me? Or they can scream out in joy, And, when they do that right there, you be ready to tell people how it's about time to heal. It's about time to pay attention. It's about time to drop a load that you don't need, what I'm talking about, that was put on you, from generation to generation, I was taught good in the household. I was taught to respect, But I'm not gonna act like that. I don't know that our ancestors coming out of bondage, that they didn't know what to eat. They didn't know, we only got what was given, and we never thought of, we couldn't think of what was good. So we walked right past the stuff that we healed, but we read about it in the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? So it's kind of crazy, to hear somebody speak so much but don't go inside, and it's like self-evaluation. Self-evaluation. Love oneself. To love oneself, you have to heal oneself. To know oneself. You know what I'm talking about? With all this bioengineered stuff that's going on in this world today. These rappers got bioengineered food, and they got chips in there, along with the other, along with the other executive companies and all this other stuff they decided on to do, what they approve of. You know what I'm talking about? And these chips, and these rappers I ain't heard none rappers say, "Hey man, pull that shit off the shelf. That shit ain't no good. That shit, what is bioengineered?" They ain't ask no questions. You know what I mean? If it's to hold that product for a year, it gonna sit in your body for a year. You know what I'm talking about? If a fruit lasts 2 weeks longer than it's supposed to, something wrong with that. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? If somebody have to change the structure of anything, something wrong with that. So while we having fun and living a normal life and thinking that it's okay, yeah, well, you just seen that ramped it up in the grocery stores. You look on any box you want to look at, you gonna see bioengineered. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gotta look at the food, the meat. You probably already know that. You know what I'm talking about? If they put it on the box, and what the hell? Ain't that many cows in America? You know what I'm talking about? Ain't that much meat in America? You feel me? Ain't that many farmers left in America? You feel me? Bill Gates did with his thing. This happened years ago. Did people forget this shit? Oh, so now they coming out with the meat that tastes like meat, but it ain't meat. You know what I'm talking about? And if it is meat, what about the screams of the animals that get tortured? If it is spiritual, what about the spirit of those animals that are getting tortured? Where does that spirit go? You know what I'm talking about? Now, we're thinking third dimensional too much. We're not thinking about transferring the energy. We're not thinking about none of that. So when you find yourself, your higher self, you go to being a scientist, really. You really go to examining yourself. You know what I'm talking about? And you'll really be like, damn, I ain't think I needed to know this much about myself, but you do. You do. You never will know who you are until you do. You know, I have I have traveled a lot of places. You feel me? A lot of places. Now I can say that even in this one vicinity, being here, I have traveled a lot of places by thinking, by going in my mind, by knowing, by seeing solutions. You know what I mean? By seeing problems. You feel me? Until you gain your higher self, you want to know how to fight off your a thought in your mind. You know what I'm talking about? You want to know how to fight it off. Until you gain your higher self, you know what I mean? You're going to go through every scrimmage, every obstacle, everything you need to go through to get to it. That's the course. Unless you just all of a sudden say, you know what? I'm finna try everything I need to try. I'm finna fast. Why do he say we need to fast? Everything was really meant for these times right here, in this segment right here. We're in the most important part, you feel me? And you have the most important decisions to make, you know what I mean? For yourself, for your kids, for the next generation to come. If you got something natural and you heard something that came by you as an unction and you thought it was just, fooey, yeah, you better go try it. You better try it for a week. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, because it's an unction, it was meant for you. Stop ducking, stop running from your higher self. It's for your higher self. It was brought on. How else do you think the unction came about? Because your higher self sent the signal out and say, hey, we need this. I know what's going on. This lower person don't know what's going on. This lower thinking don't know what's going on. You feel me? So, you have your soul in the middle. You feel me? Your lower self gotta graduate to the soul purpose. The soul purpose is to gain your higher self. Your higher self is above that. That's why everything going up. That's why we so discombobulated when they talk about when they say witchcraft and sorcery and this and that. You know what I mean? Me personally, I had to learn that it's how you use things. If I had the power to pray for somebody and heal somebody, I would try to manifest healing. You feel me? That's what I would try to do. You know what I mean? We don't go for the power moves. We all go for the worldly moves, for what people would think. No, you gotta destroy your old you and reconstruct, you know? You have to reevaluate your old self and say, hey, I don't know who that was, you know? I don't know who that was, you feel me? Now that your higher self can't defend the old you, or it could defend the old you if the old you was in the right, you know what I'm talking about? But the thing about it is self-healing and learning that patience was talking about that. I see a lot of people quitting. As soon as they try something, they quit. And they go back to the world. They don't want to go and reset. Can you imagine seeing yourself another person in the same time that you're in right now? Can you imagine that? That take patience. That take courage, you know what I mean? Just step out on faith, you know what I mean? And go into the knowing. That take a lot. Because in between faith and knowing, in between that right there, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a whole bunch of fighting. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fighting. Everything gonna come at you, you know? So, you know, with all this stuff going on, one has to evaluate oneself, you know? One has to keep it real with oneself first. And then you could be keeping it real with others. You know what I mean? That don't mean you be stingy. That don't mean that. That means start loving yourself, healing yourself. Stop caring about what people think. If you big and you gotta lose weight, lose it. Don't care nothing about what you gotta lose and what people say. You know what I mean? You're doing this for you could survive, you know? For you could be here when your kids get older, your grandkids be here. You're doing this for something more, you know what I mean, than attention from this age and day. You know what I mean? This time right now. Because that's what this is. This time is bullshit time. You know what I'm talking about? You're supposed to be eternal. You get into eternal. That's what you want to have. You want to have that eternal way of thinking. You know what I mean? Well, you're a God in the body, showing people, you know what I mean, as you're here on earth, showing people what's best. Sharing. I'm gonna use that word share with people, so nobody won't think they're over somebody else. You know what I mean? Share your heart. Share what you found. You know what I mean? That will show. You know what I mean? That's money. That's currency. You know what I mean? And I appreciate everybody in the universe. You feel me? Everybody on this earth plane that's sharing, I respect them. You know what I mean? Everybody that's etching up to show heart, I respect you for even being considerate. You know what I'm talking about? Because we know that it's time to heal. If you don't want to heal, you gonna go with, when you really find out you this thing about it, you're gonna starve. You're gonna starve if you don't heal yourself. Because if you don't heal yourself, you're gonna always feel like you hungry. If you ain't got this, you starving. If you ain't got this, you dying. If you ain't got this, you ain't living. You feel what I'm saying? When you find something that's good for you, you feel me? You get other people involved by sharing. No matter if they want to hear it or not, you know what I mean? If they don't want to hear, cool. Keep pushing. It will show itself. You know what I mean? The creator is a beautiful creator. You know, he's smart, very smart. He, she, however you want to call the source. You know, when the enemy want to do something over humanity at this time, guess what you do? Show you a way out. But the only way out is inner thinking. You know what I mean? Patience with yourself, meditating. You know, not letting the worldly thing control your mind. Grabbing your kids, say, hey, I'm finna take this away. You know what I mean? They might bicker him on. People might call it child abuse. Huh? I call it God abuse. This is a little God. That's God abuse. You feel me? That's a little God. These babies, these ages, they so gifted, you know? But we supposed to be here as elders. How you gonna be here as elders? No? If you don't heal. We gotta heal. People gotta heal our minds, our hearts, everything, you know? It's time to heal. And don't think healing is not getting rid of things, you know what I mean? People, places, and things, you know? Healing is a real, that's the real walk, you know what I mean? That's like walking, trying to find a needle. I'm talking about in a haystack. You feel me? But it ain't hard. It ain't hard. Because the haystack is the world. You feel what I'm saying? Once you eliminate the world, it ain't hard. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't hard at all. I just want to do, you know what I mean, a couple sincerities, you know what I mean, to people, you know, that out there, they're manifesting the right way, you know, they're trying to help the best way they can, doing their part, you know what I mean. You know, the Galactic Federation is real, you feel me? I've been contacted before, you know. Ashtar is real, you know. All these things are real, you know what I'm talking about? All these things that we seem not to believe, you know. The childlike imagination was just set for you to think, like, you know, when you was a child, what was constructed. When you played, was you in a whole nother world, you know. Nobody can really take you out that world but your mother and your father. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And nobody can take you out this world but your mother and your father. You feel me? So I bring you in this world, I take you out. What that metaphor stand for? You feel me? What that metaphor stand for? You feel me? When you was a kid, your mama and your daddy came and get you. Say, bring your ass in this house. You came. You feel me? So, childlike imagination is very, very important at this time. Use it. Discern for yourself. Do not deny what's natural. Stop caring about what people think when it's time to lose all of the negative energies that you place upon yourself by eating this stuff. Knowing that the mucus in your mind it's like a goddamn excuse my language. It's like a little insect. You know what I mean? It's like it's like nanobites in your mind. You know what I'm talking about? It's like nanobites. You know. So I hope that people start, you know, paying attention to their body, their mind, and their soul, you know, and know that the Creator is real sharp, real cool, real clean. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Real smooth on the enemy. You feel me? You see everything ramping up. You see it ramping up. Ain't nobody don't see what's going on. It ain't no way. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no way. And if they do, you know, you know who they is. So I will hope that they elevate and see. You know what I mean? Don't turn on yourself. You feel me? Turn up. You feel me? Turn up. Go within. Raise your vibration. You know? You don't need nobody to tell you to raise your vibration. You need to start trying. Then you go out and be like, dawg. You'll be surprised. You'll really be surprised when you go to healing yourself. You really would. That's all I have to say for right now. You know what I'm talking about? I hope everybody have a wonderful day. You know what I'm saying? To the proud and boastful, you know, you finna be shut down, you know. To the proud and boastful, you finna be shut down. We don't have time for that, you know. We don't have time for that. Reconstruction stages, you know what I mean? After whatever has to happen. You know what I'm talking about? You know? Because I believe that no matter what, nobody ain't gonna be happy. You know what I'm talking about? And what's happy, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? But I just know that people are separating. And it ain't black and white people separating. You know, it's just black and white people separating. White people separate from white people. Black people separate from black people. People are separated from ignorance. You feel me? That's what people separate from ignorance. Straight up. Like, straight up. Make it all make sense. You feel me? Make it all make sense. You know? To me. That's how I feel. You know? So, until next time, you know what I mean? You feel me? Until next time, you know? I hope everybody be peaceful. You know what I mean? Study themselves, show our self-approval, you know, and pay attention to what's going on in these stores, you know. I would tell people to go, you know, go as far. I eat chickpeas and rice. You feel me? Chickpeas and rice. I might make a burrito. I might make it seem like it's saucy. You feel me? With herbs, you know. But guess what? You know what I mean? I know that I'm gonna be here. I know that I'm able to do the will. You know what I mean? The contract that I signed, I know that I'm able to fulfill it, you know? And I'm willing to You know what I mean? I don't have nothing else to do but, you know what I mean, share and help other people fulfill their assignments. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? A whole bunch of blockages came up, you know? But, you know, when you're human and you think you're human, you feel like you gotta react human. You feel like that you gotta, you know what I mean, solve the problem in a manner, well, you know, but all things happen for a reason, you know? So, whatever that you had to express, you know what I mean, I hope that it all happened for a reason, you know? So, till next time, I'm out here, Revelation, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Salute. Yeah.